Yo, 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 man, it is your boy SasukeUzumaki back again, as always, on the scene, returning with another Q&A series episode. Welcome to episode 9, guys. Glad you guys have been enjoying the series so far. So, let's jump straight into the first question. So, from my boy Saiyaman2012, how do you feel about a costume customization mode in MKX, along the lines of Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and MKA? That would be pretty cool, to customize your characters, like, customize Scorpion with like an axe instead of a sword, or give him different clothing articles, See, but that's the thing though. If we start doing character customization for the women, including the roster or something like that, it's gonna be all perverted and sexual. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just I'm just saying, but I think that would be pretty cool. To give more depth to the characters. To customize Scorpion and Sub-Zero as you see fit. You can change the color of their outfits. It doesn't have to be yellow and blue. It could be like black and white, or gray or green, or whatever. So I think that would be a pretty cool idea if MKX does indeed implement more of a personal character customization mode in that game, if it has one anyway. So that was a good question. Alright, so from the Great Wrestling Ranger, what are your thoughts on Batman Arkham Knight? That game is going to be fucking Game of the Year. I'm not kidding. I think Rocksteady won Game of the Year, right? In 2011, right? Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think it did win Game of the Year, because I remember it had a Game of the Year edition. So yeah, it did win Game of the Year that year. So I'm expecting great things from Rocksteady. The game looks fan-fucking-tastic. 1080p HD on the PS4. It looks incredible. The amount of detail that went into this game is just phenomenal. Just from what I've seen from Gamescom and E3, that was just astounding. So for the last Batman game in the Batman Arkham franchise, I'm pretty sure that Rocksteady will blow us away once the game hits the shelves in 2015. So I will be picking that up and hopefully doing a playthrough of that game as well. So I'm pretty sure that game will do outstanding, and I'm sure it'll blow us all away once the game is released next year. Alright. So from Legendary Super Saiyan, who do you think would win, Jiraiya or Itachi in a death battle? What the hell is this? A Screw Attack show? It's time for a death battle! I'm just kidding. To be fair, I would make Itachi have normal health, as if he were never sick at all. Full powered Mangekyou Sharingan. And Jiraiya had mentioned that in part 1, when the Akatsuki were going after Naruto, of course, Naruto met Itachi and Kisame for the first time. And Jiraiya had shown up before they had the chance to kidnap him. And he was like, I'm going to take 2 of you down at once. So I'm assuming that Jiraiya, he always had his Sage power, but I'm assuming that would be the secret weapon, his Sage energy, since he went up against Pain, but he had the Rinnegan. And since the Rinnegan is on a higher level than the Mangekyou Sharingan, I think that's the reason why Jiraiya would have the advantage. But considering how capable Itachi is as a fighter, along with his Susanoo, I think it would be a tough fight for Jiraiya nonetheless. But since Jiraiya has Sage mode, I think that Jiraiya would pull it out. But I don't think it would be an easy fight. Like, it's just Jiraiya hands down. No, I think Itachi would make Jiraiya work for that win. So I would say Jiraiya would take down Itachi theoretically in a fight, but I don't think Itachi would go down without swinging a couple of blows and a couple of Susanoo swords and Yasunaga Magatamas or whatever, Alright. So, from Northern Light 09, my favorite gamer girl in the whole wide world, what do you expect from Naruto, the movie The Last? Do you like the more adult Naruto? Do I like the more adult Naruto? He definitely looks funny with that haircut of his. I don't know why his hair is like that. I mean, maybe it's a design change from Kishimoto, but to be honest, I'm not really expecting a whole lot. I guess it's only because I don't really watch the movies. I mean, I've seen pretty much every single movie, but considering that none of the none of the movies had like any crucial plot details or were considered canon, I can't really hold my expectations up for the film. But nonetheless, I'll probably still check it out anyway, just to say that I saw it. But I wonder how Sasuke and the others would look, though. If they're gonna get redesigns, like a different redesign like Naruto. So I'll probably check out the movie, but I'm keeping my expectations low, though. All right. So from Daisha Hill, what is the worst boss in Mortal Kombat? Man, it makes it sound like you're sick or something. What is the worst boss in Mortal Kombat? But she means he or she means combat, of course. But the worst boss, that's easily Onaga. The defense is just off the chain with that guy. He's completely broken. You can't punish him. And if you guys saw my my Mortal Kombat Deception playthrough series, you guys saw how tough it was for me to beat him. Without those 6 Kamidogu, I don't think I would have really fared much of a match against him. So Onaga, he's the coolest MK boss in my opinion, and he's also the toughest in my opinion because of how strong he is, especially when it comes to his defense. I mean, he just sits there and blocks you all day, so he's very difficult to defeat. So I think that's what makes him a really good boss. Alright, so for Mega Freddy 777, what is your favorite movie franchise? Oh, that's easy. Hands down, The Lion King. Hakuna Matata, what a wonderful phrase. Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze, you know what I'm saying? And then, of course, there was a scene in, towards the end of the first movie, where, Nala, Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa, they all go back to the Pride Lands, and it was a fun fact that the scene was improvised. So Nathan Lane, the voice actor of Timon, he asked Simba, he's like, "So what do you want me to do? Dress and drag and do the hula?" And then when he started singing the song, man, I fucking fell out my chair laughing when I was a kid, watching that scene. It was so great. But The Lion King told such a powerful story in my opinion. So I think that's what made it such a great series overall. Then you had Kovu and Nala falling in love, in the second film, and then you had 1.5, which explained Timon and Pumbaa's origins. So The Lion King, hands down, movie franchise for the win. Alright, so from Colby Strong, damn, I didn't edit that question correctly. Do you think Onaga will return in NKX, and if not, why? It'd be nice if the Dragon King did come back. Maybe I should have put that question before. But, again, like the same thing with Shujinko, considering that he wasn't mentioned in Mortal Kombat 2011, it makes it really difficult. But then again, you have like all these new characters who were never mentioned period and weren't created until this game. So you never know what kind of surprises you'll have. And then Ed Boon did say that there might be a surprise boss. Now, of course, in the last episode, I said that I think it's going to be Shinnok, considering that that he was at the end of MK 2011 along with Quan Chi. But you never know. It might be a surprise. They say people. It might be Onaga. So you never know. It could be the Dragon King himself. I think it'd be cool if he came back though, but I'm not sure. So I guess it's good as yours. Alright, so from Jonathan Duta, who is your least favorite character in MKX? I have no least favorite character in Mortal Kombat X. I like all the new characters. You got Cassie Cage, who has the the attributes of both Johnny Cage and Sonya. And then my favorite character, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, are in the game, and I like the fact that we have fresh faces. Devora, she's interesting, the whole half human, half insect kind of thing. And then you have Kodo Khan, who's like my favorite new character in that game. Death comes to all. Ferrator, got like the big ogre and the little girl. Damn, that girl is crazy. I don't know if she's a kid or not, or if she's actually an adult woman who's just really, really short. But if that's a kid, that's a fucking murderer right there. So I like all the new characters. I don't really have a least favorite character in that game. So let's move on. Alright, so from Sprite Chasers, do you play sports? If so, which ones? I do play sports. I mainly play basketball and football, but football is like my favorite sport. I'm talking about American football, not soccer. But I played soccer a couple of times, but I couldn't really get into it. But I sometimes play with like my Hispanic friends and stuff. Out there in the park. I was on my football team, and I was on the high school football team in college during my my 11th grade year, or was it my senior year, I think. And yeah, I was on, and I've always played basketball for fun, so yeah. I mean, I'm no buff athletic guy, but you know, I do play sports, so those are my favorites, and also bowling too, if that's even a sport at all. I'm just saying, but yeah, football and basketball are like the main sports I play. With soccer every now and then, and bowling every now and then. I play tennis too sometimes, but yeah. Alright, so from Raven3186, if you had to create a single-player or co-op MK based on the previous 3 games, plots, how would you create it? I know, I'm sorry, that question went by a little bit fast, because I put the questions first on the timeline before I start recording over it to answer them. Let's see, well, the last 3 games, that was what? MK 2011, then you got MK versus DC, and then you got Armageddon, right? Yeah, so you got Armageddon. So I think I would like to take the co-op aspect. I think that'd be cool to team up with a friend online. You know, you get to play as 1 or 2 characters in the story. But you know, like I said before, you know, I don't see why NetherRealm couldn't bring back both. How you could have a story mode and then you could have like a conquest mode focusing on 1 or 2 characters. You know, that you get to see it from their perspective, and then still have a story mode for more replay value. So I think I would take a co-op mode. You know, you could play online or locally with a friend. You know, invite them. You know, kind of like how Resident Evil did. Like, you know, how you could play through the story, like with a pair. You know, with a pair of characters like that. So I think that'd be kind of cool if they had like the Resident Evil 6 kind of thing going on for co-op. You know, to play as a pair, online or locally. You know, I liked Mortal Kombat 2011's aspect of the cinematics, you know, but you have like 4 fights per character, you know, depending on who you're using, you know, 16 chapters. So it was a pretty long story, you know, it's like 3.5 hours, you know, tops. You know, it took me like 7 hours for me to beat that story, but co-op, I think it will make it more interesting. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the cinematics, but co-op, that would be pretty awesome if you could do that. You know, play it from that perspective and still have a separate story mode where you do have all those chapters, you know, with different characters as you progress through the story. You know, with MKX having a story span of 25 years, you know, hopefully it'll be very interesting like MK 2011's was. So from Range Warrior, I think this is the last question. Who do you think will die of the 8 characters as of now in story mode? That's hard to say because not a lot of the villains died in MK 2011. So as of right now, if you're talking about story mode, you're not going to see anyone die like in a fight, but probably in a cutscene or so. But it's really hard to say. I don't know. Maybe Sub-Zero, maybe the new one. We don't know if it's one of the Sub-Zero brothers returning or if it's a new one. Personally, I think it's a new one, but I could probably see him dying at the hands of Scorpion once again, as you know, as their rivalry seems to turn out between Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Death, you know, by Sub-Zero. I mean, death on Sub-Zero's part. But yeah, I think Sub-Zero might be the one who dies. I'm not sure about the new characters though, because I know nothing about them or how the plot's gonna turn out. But thanks for joining me, guys, for this episode. I've been your boy SasukeUzumaki. Peace. Oh, and by the way, guys, before I leave, I forgot to mention something. For the Q&A series, I am really glad that you guys are enjoying it a lot. You know, it means a lot that somebody out there is watching them and clicking the like the like button or whatnot. But I'd appreciate it if there was one question per YouTuber, quote unquote, because I looked at the comments and YouTube keeps telling me that some of your comments are being marked as spam. So you know, just try to. If you're gonna ask more than one question, I prefer to leave it in one comment, you know, as one comment instead of just leaving 2 separate comments for the same person, you know, because I want to give at least more people a chance to have their questions asked and answered in future episodes, you know. So I'm pretty sure I answered a question in this video or in past episodes where somebody left, you know, a comment where they had a question. They asked 2 questions in one comment, you know. So if you have 2 questions, leave it in one comment, you know. if you ask me, like, like one of the comments said, like, who's your favorite character and why, things like that, because you have the question of who's my favorite character and then why. That means, like, explain why, so if you have more than one question, leave it as one comment or just leave one question, because I don't want to always have to answer the questions from the same people. I want to give other people a chance to answer. Not answer. Get their questions answered. My fault. And that way, I'll be fair, to everybody who does watch the Q&A series, instead of being like, oh man, Chris never fucking answers my questions. He only answers the questions from the people who keep on asking him questions. I'm like, no, that's not true, watcher. That's not true, viewer. I'd be glad to answer anybody's questions, as long as you have questions, ask them. And if there's more than 10 questions and I don't get to yours, then I apologize, and I promise that, I'll go back and, ask them in future episodes. So I'd really appreciate that. I even think that I missed some comments that actually had questions from previous episodes that I did not get a chance to answer on this episode. So in episode 10, episode 10, I will go back and look at the other episodes and see if there was any commenters that I missed, and I will get those questions answered as well. Don't take it the wrong way, guys. I just want to be fair to everybody who watches, so they can have their questions answered too in future episodes, and not to feel left out, because I'm your boy, man. I love the support you guys give me, but I want to give everybody a chance, to be fair. That's all I'm saying. So, if you have more than one question, try to keep it as brief as possible, like, get straight to the point, get straight to the point with your question, or just leave one question and, feel free to leave another question on either a different episode or I'll get back to it, or even send it in a message, that'd be cool, send it in a message. Go to youtube.com/messages and you guys can message me there, and just in case the comment section gets blown up with like a million comments, I could always pick questions from my inbox, and you guys can ask me there, and I'll answer your questions happily from there too. So I just want to be fair to everybody, make sure that everybody gets their questions answered, if they do ask it in future episodes. So I've been your boy, SasukeUzumaki. As always, thank you for watching. Peace.